Dennis Regling here. I'm out here in my workshop, which at one time was our house. It's an old mobile home, but it's now a workshop. And today I want to talk to you about how to use foam mow. Foam mow, it's an amazing product for puppet makers. And I'm going to show you how this works and how you can incorporate it into your puppet making. This is like makes for really cool facial features and different things we need. So let me get this camera adjusted down towards the work table. What we'll see here, this foam mow comes in a plastic bag, so it keeps it from drying out. You do not want this to dry out. When you're done, anything you're not using, put it in the bag, squeeze the extra air out, and then put it in the container. We want to keep this from being exposed to the air. Comes out really nice. And it's a foam type clay. It's a foam clay. You know, so I can knead it. I need it. If you're making puppets, you do need it. Now, beautiful thing is, oops, it molds just like clay. So say I want to make a nose. I might take this and roll up my hands a little bit, smooth it out. Works just like modeling clay as far as for hand modeling. So I can get my nose shape here. You can see me a little bit. I'm going to try and shape this a little bit. Get that a little bit less here. There we go. Starting to get a shape, kind of like a nose. Bring this down, snap that off, bring that down some more. And you'll see now, it looks like a nose. I can put a little more bend into it. I can bring that back. If I want it more bulbous, I can add more to the front for a bulb. I can now take a couple other little pieces and roll this to a tube. Snap that in half. And I'll go right on the side of the nose and put that on there. And I'll shape it. Shape it into a nostril. I can shape that right into a nostril there. Bring that in, smooth that in. I keep pushing it down. I can always push it forward and snip more off if I feel I have too much. Get my fingernails right in there. Get a good shape. So that'd be like a big nostril. Do the same to the other side. You know, push this down the table a little bit here. Flatten that bottom out a little bit. And see, I started about, well, look where I started on the other side. I start about the same height. I'll bring that down to the same spot. And again, I'm just going to blend this in. And bring that forward and snip it off. Just keep working with my fingers. And there I've got a funky little nose. I took a little bit off the back here and shape that up. Can get up underneath these nostrils. I'm going to cover, and if you cover this with fleece, you want kind of a nice deep nostril so you can get that fleece wrapped in and still have the nostril look. But that would be a nose. That's a nose. If that's the nose I want. Again, to say if I wanted it bigger up front, I can take and make a round patty. Put that patty right here on the front. I can smooth that in, bring that out. It smooths right into the edges. Just blends right into itself. It's real fun to work with. It's not at all oily, or you know, some clays are kind of oily. Get that in there. I got my thumbs in these nostrils, working on these nostrils. I'll flatten that back a little bit. Get that back nice and flat. You won't see the back on the puppet, so it's not perfectly blended, but it's moved in. Blend that in. And now I've got a more bulbous nose. Got this big bulbous nose. Okay, W.C. Fields type nose, big nose. Still got those nostrils there. So if I want a big bulbous nose, I could do that. You know, if I just wanted a round nose. So I just want a round nose. I could take that and I could cover this with fleece. Just take fleece, it'll crep in tight right on there. Give it a tennis ping pong ball or something. Here's a nose I made a while back. This one is dry. See, once you make your feature, whatever you're making, you make it with the foam, you let it sit. It starts to harden up pretty quick. Like, you let it sit overnight, and it'll be good to go. You may want to let it sit 3 or 4 days, depending on what you're going to do with it. But sit overnight, it'll harden up like this. And you'll notice now, I have a foam nose. I got my nostrils there on this guy. And you notice I can bend this over. It bends back. So it's good. Nice little nose here. Again, you can cover it with fleece. Cover it with fleece. You know, I got nostrils down here, so I'm working on a small piece of fleece here. You'd use a bigger piece. But just some contact cement or hot glue. And glue that right in there and get that shape. So you can cover it with fleece. I could also paint it. Okay, if you're just using a painted foam puppet, you could paint this. I would probably prime it with white first and then paint it, but you wouldn't have to. But once this stuff dries, once it dries, it's hard, but still so very light. It's actually lighter after it dries. It's very light, makes for a great, you can make a great nose. Let's say you want an ear. Well, let me know how to make ears from polyfoam, cushion foam, but I could get a general stone shape. And I could use my fingers, push right in here. You know, so I got that little going in part of the ear, got that little outgoing part. And of course, you're always free to remove pieces. Flatten that edge a little bit, just a little rubbing, and it flattens right out. So I can do that. Need more of a lobe, more of an ear lobe. I can bring that down. So I bring that down. Got a nice earlobe. Got a nice little ear. Again, you can paint it. You can cover it with fleece. You can flock it. And it's kind of smooth on back. And that'd go right on the head of your puppet. Okay, I would cover it with fleece before I put it on. That would go right on the puppet. Yeah, nice little ear. There's my nose. So you can make your ears out of this, especially if you want a little more detail than you can get just using regular puppet foam. Something else you can do. Now, a lot of times we take pieces of foam and we glue them on, then we carve out brow ridges, or we'll carve out cheeks. Okay, I can take a nice piece of this. Well, it's just like a little kid playing with Play-Doh. And say I want a brow ridge on this feller. I figure I'm going to want it about here. And I can bring this up. So I'm getting my basic shape. So I want a basic shape like this, like a W. But now, I'm going to put it on my table, and I'm going to smooth out the edges some, so it'll blend in better. So I'm just kind of pushing, getting these edges flatter. And I'll leave this nice and strong in the front, and get these edged out. If I want, I can flatten the inside a little bit. And then this will go on here. Get my brow on there, you know, and then the eyes will sit in here. Eyes will sit right below it. Get that brow in, and when you cover the puppet with the fleece, you just cover that right up too. Again, you got a little flexibility. You can shape it. You attach this with contact cement. Works really, really good. Pretty much any adhesive, spray adhesive, spray foam adhesive. Okay, you might say, well, this is too big. So, I think they are actually. Take 3/4 of an inch off both ends. Work on those. See, the nice thing is, when you're using a piece of foam, and you glue the foam on there, and then you cut, and you cut, and you nip to get the shape you want, you don't have a lot of flexibility. With this, I actually have a lot of flexibility. I get my basic shape, put it here, and before I glue it on, I can keep working to get exactly the shape I want. Maybe I want eye bags. You want eye bags? You can do eye bags. Take that same piece. Oh, we can take this, and there's our nose. And we get some eye bags there. Get an eye bag underneath the eye. Okay, so you have your nose, of course. Let's get these eye bags. Get those eye bags right on there. Your eyes will sit above them. Again, you can build a lot of character. It's hard to put an eye bag on sometimes with the foam and cover it, but this will cover up nice. And again, you can make these any size you want. And as you're putting it on, you say, well, that's too big. You know, you can take some off. I'll roll it down and get my little arch. There we go. Maybe that's better. Maybe that's more what I'm looking for. I may want a big eye bag. Maybe I want to take this and get my little arch. Then I'm going to push this down. Maybe for like an older woman. An older woman might have that big eye bag underneath there. So you make that bigger eye bag. You have so much flexibility. You know, pin your eyes on, then work with the eye bags. So you can do your brow, you can do eye bags. You know, we like to put those nice raised cheeks on the puppet. We can use it for that. Oh, goodness. I don't need it perfectly smooth if I'm going to cover it with fleece or fabric. I see, well, there's something that's too much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push this, start bringing this down. Get some off. Now I got so much flexibility. I get this nice and smooth at the bottom. Get it really going in. There we go. And it's just going to be coming up under the eye here. So, forms a big cheekbone. Not that big cheekbone. Get that coming around. On this small head, I'd probably make this a little smaller. Back here. Don't want to get the ear, so I can do that. Got so much flexibility with this product. So much I can do. Maybe I want it to come down more. Maybe I want more of a bag that comes down a little lower, hanging down lower, so it kind of covers part of the mouth. You know, then you just blend that in. So you might do something like that. Put your nose there. So now you got that little flap down below. Now you're looking for facial features on your puppet. This is another way to do it. This stuff is great. So you just play with it. You can bend it, shape it. You can place it on, see how it looks, take it off, shape it some more, get exactly what you want. The other thing you can do, I'd need a bigger piece than this, but I got 2 or 3 of these containers. I got a big blob. I could actually shape a head out of this. Cover it with masking tape, take the masking tape off, cut the darts to flatten it, and make a pattern. So if you want to make a head pattern, This would be great for making a head pattern. A lot of times we make patterns, we make clay busts, clay molds. We'll put the masking tape on it, little pieces of masking tape overlapping, and then we'll peel that off and cut darts until it finally lays flat, and that will be our pattern. Let's say you want a snout. Okay, we're going to want a snout, maybe for a dog or a wolf, a bear. Alright, get myself a little nose here. I'm going to take this, I'll kind of form it in a snout. Whoop. Just keep playing, you know. Get it the way I want it. I don't want a flat back. I'll fit on that puppet head. So I've got that going on. Put the nose piece on. Don't want to get the nose now. Obviously, that's not so pretty. But take that nose piece and start blending that in. And we know we'll cover that with one color fleece and the rest with another. I'll paint that. So now I've got a snout with a nose, and hollow that out a little bit down below. Just hollow that out. Hollow that out. And I can make the nose here from the foam mold, or I could actually just make a snout. Make my snout the way I want it. Maybe I'm making a dinosaur, maybe I'm making a bear, a wolf, a dog. If you want a long snout, make that long snout. And I would use it, maybe take like maybe a round head. And bring that out a little bit. A round head, puppet head. And I'll shape that a little more. And I'll just fasten that right there. So now I've got a snout. That's not a very attractive snout. And it's light. It's a lightweight foam. And I'd probably make this a little thinner, because once it dries, it's going to keep its shape. Okay, once it dries, it's going to keep that shape. So maybe you'd want to go a little thinner with it. Get a thinner piece. Keep working that until you got the shape you wanted. Just rolling my fingers under here. And keep that hollow, keep it lighter. Put a mouthpiece over here, over top of it. Don't need that solid in the bottom. You just leave it open, put the felt right over the top there. Keep it a little bit less bulky. But again, this stuff is so light when it dries. Now, I wouldn't really worry about that way, but you can do that. Maybe you want a duck bill or a bird's beak. Well, okay. I think that's kind of like a dodo beak. Got that big piece up front. I think that's a dodo that has that. If you make a beak, you could flatten it out. Flatten it out. And I'm kind of doing these quick. You'd want to take a little more time to get the shape you want. Want some symmetry, try to get that symmetry. Doesn't have to be perfect, because like I said, if you're covering it with fleece, if you're painting it, or covering it with latex, you can cover it with latex, you know, a nice mask making latex with a little bit of orange paint in it. You could coat this with orange latex then. And here we have a duck bill. I'll take some of this off the back. I have that ability. And I've got the top of a duck bill. I can put that right on a round head puppet. Okay, it's not real. Don't have my proportions yet. Okay, I'm just kind of playing here. But you work the proportions you want, work the size you want. So you just have to bend that, shape that just a little bit for it to come right on here. And I've got a bird's bill, a duck bill. And just another one on the bottom. Probably wouldn't want as big on the bottom, a little smaller one on the bottom. But there you have a duck bill. You can do a duck bill. So you can do ears, you can do duck bills. Noses, great for noses, great for noses. Sometimes it's hard to carve a perfect nose for a human puppet or any other puppet. Something else you can do, let's say you're going to put fur up top for hair, but you want to come up. Okay, you put that fur there, kind of around the head. We can actually take a piece of this and, I want hair. So then I put the fur up, and the fur would come up and around. Now for something like this, probably going to want to smooth the sides, blend it in. Might make it a little thinner in back. Don't need all that. But you want that little bangs up front. That like maybe for a woman's hair you want to come up. Or Elvis. You know, get that Elvis look. Get that foam piece right on there. And once you get that foam piece on where you want it, you could put your fur up over top of that. You know, I want that to come up. Get that. I want that kind of a look. Now my fur will come up and over. Cover that. Bring that forward. So you could do that also with it. Shape it better for your fur. Your hair shape is better. You can do so much with the face with this stuff. Like I said, a duck beak. You need a duck beak. It's not always easy to carve and shape and make exactly what you want. Pig snout. Pig snout. And this is, I do plan on making a pig puppet soon, and I can promise you I'll be using this. Get that. Now, these little lines aren't going to be a big deal because those are going to be covered up with the fleece. But if I want a little more detail up top, I can do that. So just a little more detail on the top. Nothing to stop me from doing something like that. And my pig snout I can use these and blend it and get kind of a bit of a ridgy effect when I lay the fleece over that. Or latex it, and of course you can just blend that right in. Blend that right in, make those sides blend right in there. So, but still leave that shape. So you want a pig snout. There's a pig snout. Okay, you just put it on the front of your puppet. There is so much you can do with this. I will not have a shop that does not have foam anymore. There's just too much I can do. I can make foam pieces I can't as easily make with nipping and carving the cushion foam. You get so much more detail. You could make hands out of this if you want to make hands, especially if you're going to coat with latex. Sometimes coating regular foam with latex, you can kind of see seams. You could actually mold your hands out of this. You know, you could put your wire forms inside for bendability. Get that all foamed out, shaped out, and then put the wires in it and cover it with latex. Get a really nice hand or claw without having to cover it with fleece. You could also, of course, cover it with fleece. So there's a lot of uses for this. And as I said, if you were to buy 3, 4, 5 buckets, then you could actually make an entire puppet head. And it would be lightweight, and you could actually sculpt, like a clay sculpture. It would dry to this rubber, then you could spray paint it, or paint it with acrylic paints, and you'd have a nice puppet exactly the way you want it. You know, for other characters. sometimes we see caricature puppets, and you want something so exact. You sculpt it out of clay, then you pour the latex in the, you make a mold from the clay, then you pour the latex or the foam, liquid foam. And a lot of work. You could just mold one out of this. And you notice I want all the air out of this bag that I can get out of that bag. This will store for about a year like this. So we have our foam. I hope that helped. I hope there's some information there that'll help you. Excuse my messy workshop. On the other side, I've got the tool bench, and all my tools are over behind me over there. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. That helps me when you subscribe. I hope you'll hit the little bell and get those little notices when I post new videos. Leave a comment. Hit the like. If you like it, hit the like. You know? If you don't like it, you don't need to tell anybody. No, you can leave me a comment and let me know what you like, what you didn't like. I'm going to be doing more of these. If there's something in particular you want me to do, let me know. I'll be doing that. If you go to puppetebuildingworld.com, you're going to find some free patterns there. You're going to find a whole lot of tutorials. You also find links to other how-to videos. A lot of information at puppetebuildingworld.com. It's continuing to grow. You can go there and sign up for my newsletter and be updated about new articles. I'm trying to make a real resource for puppet builders there. Right now I've been focusing on the foam arm and rod puppets, the Muppet style puppets, but I'm playing a little bit with some other hand puppets and marionettes, so we'll be adding some more information in those areas. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you'll subscribe and like. Leave a comment. And I hope to be able to bring one of these to you again soon. Thank you.